Hey guys, so as you may or may not know, I've kept this saltwater tank, this Fluval Evo, for over a year with only invertebrates and fish, and live rock and live sand. But I haven't had any corals, anemones, anything like that in this tank. So I traded in some cherry shrimp for $20 in-store credit at one of my local fish stores. This one happens to not really carry that much freshwater stuff. And even the freshwater stuff I was looking at was pretty expensive. Like at Petco, bristlenose plecos are $2.99. At this store, they were $9.99. So I was about to get one of those, but then I decided we need to do something with salt water. This tank's just kind of looking boring. We have algae all over the glass. It's just time to do something new. So I went ahead and picked up 2 of the $9.99 corals. You can't see them right now because they're all shriveled up and depressed, I guess. So I'm just going to show you today what I was told, how I was told to acclimate them and stuff like that. We got a hammerhead coral, which I believe is this one right here. And then we also got, maybe it's called a mushroom coral. I don't know. It looks like a palm tree. It's a pretty green palm tree looking thing. I think that's these guys right here. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick water change. Scrub down the glass. Then we're going to go ahead and start acclimating these corals, drip acclimate them, and then I'm going to go ahead and place them where I think they're going to do best. So let's go. Just finished the water change, and now the corals were just temperature acclimating. So they're up to temp. What I'm going to go ahead and do is take a little specimen container. We're going to dump the corals and the coral water they're in right now in here, and I'm basically going to drip acclimate them to get used to my salinity and parameters. Then I'm going to go ahead and place them into the tank, and we'll see how things go. So I'm going to go ahead, remove them from their bags, dump their water and both corals into this little specimen cup, and we'll start the acclimation. So I'm done with the drip acclimation, and now comes the fun part, I guess. And that's going to be where I'm going to place these guys in the aquarium. So my rough idea about it is that the hammerhead coral is going to go right there. I think it's a hammerhead coral, hopefully. And then the little palm tree one is going to go kind of in that crevice right there, because the palm tree one has a really big disc that it's going to sit on, an ugly white disc. So we're just going to have to see how it plays out. I do have some super glue that's normally used in freshwater aquariums. I was told it could be used in saltwater aquariums. So I hope it works. I'm basically just going to take this razor blade I have down here, cut the coral plug as close to the coral as I can get it, take the rock out of the aquarium, get some super glue on it, and hope it stays. So I'm going to start off with the bottom rock right here. I'm going to go ahead, grab it out of the water, set it on this towel right here. Then we're going to go ahead, cut the coral, and glue it to the rock. So I'm going to start off by getting the rock out of the aquarium, and let's just see what happens. So this is right where the palm tree looking one, I guess, is going to go. I have my super glue right there. I'm going to go ahead and grab it out of this cup, and we're going to go ahead and cut it. So here it is right now. Does not look like much, and as I said, I'm going to have that big ol' plug thing there. I don't even know what these plugs are made of, so I don't know how I'm going to cut it. Okay, so my razor blade did not work because I didn't know these things were made of like ceramic. So I'm pretty sure I just killed both of my corals. It was pretty catastrophic. So to start off, this is what we're left with. We have one coral that fell on the floor, face down, still intact. I ended up using a Dremel for this one, which was horrific. I would never recommend that, but that's what people said to do. Then the owner of my local fish store, I can't give him too much credit. He didn't really tell me. He just said take them off the thing and put them in the aquarium. Well, he didn't tell me that this coral plug, the coral itself stood up on it. So in the process of cutting off the little peg at the bottom, the entire coral broke in half. So rip my hammerhead coral, and probably rip this coral. So anybody who knows anything about corals right now is probably yelling at their computer, being like, this kid knows nothing, and you're not wrong. But I did get these corals for free because I did trade in some shrimp. So I'm still going to put them in the aquarium. And I'm gonna hope that hammerhead corals are like invincible. And I'm gonna hope it comes back. I'm gonna actually plant both, not plant, this isn't fresh water. I'm gonna put both the head of the coral, which I'm assuming is now dead, and the bottom of the coral into the tank. Hopefully they don't release any poisons. I've heard some corals release poisons. Hopefully these aren't them. If they are, then in this video you're about to witness my entire saltwater tank crash. So, I don't know. We're just gonna do it, I guess. So, just like I said in the last clip, we just went ahead and did it. It's currently the next day, and this is what we have. So, we have a successful hammerhead coral right there. It perked up, and what I found out was that the part that got damaged was actually the skeleton of the coral, which doesn't matter very much. So that's good. That's great. My hammerhead coral, so far so good. And then this little guy down here, he's kind of weird looking right now. He's very, very brown. I don't remember him being that brown in the store. He seems a little bit more brown, like I said, but nevertheless, he's alive after taking a tumble to the floor. So, I guess that's pretty much it. So, even though these corals were extremely horrific to get off the little coral plugs, they turned out pretty well. So, since I didn't film it, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you kind of what I did to mount them. So, this one, as you saw, was broken off of its skeleton, which I have its skeleton. The other part is still in the tank, just sitting in the back. I don't know why. And then this one right here is just still on the coral plug. I basically just took the rocks out of the aquarium where I wanted them, put some super glue down there, put some super glue on the bottom of the coral plugs, then just kind of stuck it there and put it in the tank, and it stayed pretty good. This hammerhead coral did not open up right away. It actually didn't open up till just this morning. Overnight, it stayed the same size. When the lights kicked on in the morning, stayed the same size, but then while I was away for a few hours at school, it opened right up. And so far, it's looking pretty good. Here's how it looks with the blue lights on. So I know the contrast is a bit off right now, but they do shine a lot more green in the blue lights. So overall, I think my first corals were a success. And I know for sure yesterday I said after this horrific experience I would never get coral again. But after finding out I guess I was successful, I might be getting a few more in the future. We'll just kind of see what comes up at my local fish store, what good deals I can find. That is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.